got another video. You guys remember when I did Hyper-V on this awesome little box? Highly recommended. I like it. I put Hyper-V on this. It ran great. But then I said to myself, it comes with a 64 gig USB stick that lives inside. And I thought, Proxmox looks pretty good since not many people are playing with ESXi. I'm going to try that. I mean, I've played with it before, but I want to try it again. So on this box, I'm going to take you guys through installing Proxmox and doing a whole bunch of stuff. So showing you how to set up VLANs, a couple virtual machines, and setting up and installing the OS along with updating it. Now, I apologize now. Yes, it's a 28-minute video, but I try to get as much information in there for you guys to see, so that way when you get one of these or try Proxmox, you'll know what kind of stuff that I went through. I made a couple mistakes, but I showed you how I fixed them. That's par for the course because I'm learning and stuff like that. And Proxmox, I'm getting more and more comfortable with it. So I'm going to take you through this journey, how to install it and play with it on this box. And very impressed what this little box can do. So stay tuned. Let's hop in. The installation, basic boot off a USB stick. It's very quick. It's like 30 seconds, not even. I just did a quick scan to show you guys how to do it, captured it with my video card, and very easy. Nothing special after that. But after that, there's 28 minutes of some stuff that you guys can scan through and see how to install and do the certain tasks that I did in here. So I did storage, ISO storage, formatted them, VLANs, how to add a second network card, because yes, there's a 10 gig in here, and I'm passing all my traffic through that, with the other one being the management port. But I follow that, so let's jump in. So we got the install of a new version of Proxmox. Let's log into it and have a quick look around here. We don't have a subscription, but that's fine. What we first should do is set up some storage. So I believe we go to storage, and we see these two here that are there. Now we should be able to go to volumes. Where was that? I think it's under this actually. Disks. So we go to LVM, we see that one's there. Now if we go to disks, we see a bunch of drives here. So the NVMe, let's format that. So let's wipe it. And then what we'll do is we'll make a folder, initialize with GPT. So now it's ready. And let's do the other one, the SATA. So let's do the same thing. So let's go wipe. We got a 256 gig in there, and all I'm going to use that for is for ISOs uploading, because I don't want to put that on the main 1 terabyte drive for all the VMs where they're going to live. Yep. Now we have those two ready. Oh, we got to do this one too. So we got to go initialize with GPT. Done. Now I believe we go here, and what we do is we create a volume here. So I think we go here, and on NVMe we're going to call this VM dash storage. See if that works. Yep. I think if we go over here, yep, there it is. So now we want to do the same thing to the SATA one, which is directory, create another directory, and the SATA one's not there. There it is, SATA, file system, extent, and we want to call this ISO-storage, create. Notice that I've already used the same IP address of my last one because I practiced on this thing to make sure I can familiar yourself with it, make sure it's working and stuff. So it kept my theme. I like the black theme. I can see a little bit better than the white. White's really bright. So now we have these two directors. We have ISO and we have the VM storage. So what we could do is we could click on the ISO. Okay, let me figure that out after. I did it before. Now I'm just got too many things I want to try and show you guys. So let's upload and do some updates to the box. Where did we go for that? We had to go to update repositories, and then we had to, let's see here. This one, I think we had to disable security updates. I think we have to disable that one and then add enterprise, no subscription, and then add. And then we can go up to updates and then go upgrade. No, I think we have to do reload or something like that. Refresh, maybe? Repositories. Reload. Oh, there they are. Now the updates are there. Now let's click upgrade and let it do its thing. So as it's doing its update, I'm going to be right back. And it's asking me, do I want to download 596 megabytes of space? And I do, because I have lots of space. In this box, we got 256 gig SATA drive for ISOs, 64 gig thumb drive for the OS, and a 1 terabyte for the VMs to live off of. So we can type yes to this and let it do its thing. We'll be right back. Okay, we're rebooted and we have all the updates installed. Now let's walk through a couple more things here. Let's do a 10 gig NIC. I have a 10 gig NIC in here. Let's set that up. And the reason why I'm going to set up a 10 gig NIC is it's going to be only for VM traffic. So we have lots of bandwidth. Probably not going to use lots of it, but I'm going to dedicate one high bandwidth network card for all my virtual machines. And in the backside on the other port 1, I'm going to set that for management. I don't think I'm going to need anything else from there, but maybe the future will. So let's do that. So let's hop over to this, and we have to go over to network. We need to create a bridge. And so we go with this, and we go create Linux bridge. And I'm going to give this a description of traffic so we can see what it is. Oop. And we got to call it, what is that called? Oh, actually we have to enable that first. We have to enable it first, my bad. So let's go with this. Oh, here, edit, auto start, and then we'll go OK. And then apply configuration. Yes. Some of this is coming back to me now. I forgot. VLAN aware. We gotta go back into that and make sure that is. There's no. I don't think there's any. I think it's when we do that in the bridge. So if we go create Linux bridge, VLAN aware. There it is. Now we want to call this. Ooh. And it's VLAN aware. Yep, cool. And we want to call this, for example, let's call this VM-network. We'll make this, we'll call it that. VMnet 10G, so that way we know when we select it, when we create a VM, we can find it. We'll go create, done, and is it active? No, because we have to go like this and go edit. And, oh, we have to push apply. There we go. I'm still getting used to Proxmox. I'm used to Hyper-V, way more Hyper-V. Okay, so we have our storage for ISOs and our virtual networks. We now have a 10 gig network, and then the other network cards can be for management only. Now we need to upload some ISOs, and I have a whole bunch on this laptop, but let's do this. And it should go quick. So we click on the ISO storage, and we click on ISO images, and then we go upload. So let's put the first one on the list, because with Windows 10, we're going to need this image anyway. So let's go open, upload. We'll upload another one. We'll call this server. We're going to go live server, because we're going to need that one, because I'm going to show you some stuff. Okay, task okay. Now we'll do another one. We will go Windows 10 21 H2. I think that needs an update. I think 21 something else is the newest version, but we'll find out when we create the VN and do some updates. I'm very impressed with this box. I had everything set up what I'm doing right now on here, working perfectly for about a month, because I wasn't really comfortable with Proxmox, and as I started building with it and playing with it, I became more and more comfortable, and I went, it's actually really nice. And on this box, it just worked. Other than me tripping over the power cord down here by about 15 to 20 times and it powering off, I went to work to upload a file to my test Nextcloud, and I'm like, it's not online. Come home, power cord slipped out because I grabbed my backpack that was here on the floor and I tripped on the cable, and I didn't even realize I did it till it was too late. So I probably rebooted this thing 15, 20 times by accident. Yep, and it survived. But then I had to format it to do this video for you guys. So, yeah. Okay. Is there one more I wanted to upload? What else do we have here? Let's go Ubuntu Desktop. Let's put it on there. Sure, why not? This just shows you that you can create a volume, which I dedicated in here. That's not where all the virtual machines are going to go, and then upload all your ISO files and stuff like that. Sometimes the fans ramp up on this beast. Is it really hot? No? I don't think so. Seems fine. Okay, let's look at the box, see how she's doing. Summary. She's online, working great. It's fully updated. We got some ISOs. Let's create a virtual machine. Let's do a Ubuntu server one, just a basic one. So we'll click on here. At the very top here it says create a virtual machine. So let's walk through this. We're going to create it on virtual PE, so VP1, and this changes if you have like a cluster or a node. I don't, because it's just a single host. VMID, we're just going to leave it at that. We're going to give it a name though. Ubuntu server. And I don't think I have to change anything here. Start at boot. Yep, we want to do that. Oh, I have to put a space in there. I don't know why this software doesn't like that. Can I put a dash? Yep, I like that. Just like the name thing so I can find things later on. ISO image. And notice how the ISOs that we just uploaded are here now. This will grow as you add more, just so you know. We want to use this one. Next. Graphics card. I didn't change any of this stuff when I created mine. It just worked. Disks. I'm going to give it more than that, but I'm going to also tell it to boot and store off of storage. That's right, right there above. We want to put it on the virtual machine storage drive. And let's give it 256 gigs. It's going to be a Nextcloud test virtual server, and I'll show you guys that after. So I didn't change anything else here. Next, cores. It's not going to need much, but you know what? I'm going to give it 4. And we'll leave it at the default. Memory. 8196 is 8 gigs, I believe. So let's go calc. 1024 times 8. 8192. I always use calculator. 8192. We'll give it 8 gigs of RAM. Next. Ooh, this is the network part. We're going to go to the 10 gig network card because we want all the traffic for all the virtual machines to go out that one network card. It's not plugged in yet. Let's plug that in. I forgot to. Where is it? It's right here. There we go. And the light came on because I could see my switch over there, so that's good. So that's actually going to get a network address. And what else? Do we have to change anything here? No. Next. And we can go over all our settings here before we push next. 4 cores, CPU is a 64-bit, our ISO to boot off of, memory, name, network card we're on there, node name that we're on there, and we're fine. So we can push finish, wait a couple seconds, it will build the VM over here, and then the name will change. There we go. It's now ready to go. You can also know down here, there's some settings down here. If you have errors and stuff like that, something will flash red or something like that. So let's just click on it. It's all good to go. I like how Proxmox has a lot of detail here. So when you click on your virtual machines and your machines may be running slow, you can see what resources are all going to something. Maybe you got a stuck VM that's hung, that's taking all the resources. You can see it because of the actual live data. I want to try one of those big big screens in my room here maybe later on. Can't remember what it's called, like a Grafana or something like that, to show me some network stats. But let's go. Console, start now. Try or install. We're going to install Ubuntu Server. It's not going to stay on here. I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is. So English, yep. We're going to update this because we have the chance. And the internet's working, or the network's working on it because it saw it, so that was good. Okay, we're done. Ubuntu Server. It's got an IP address, 192.168.80.164, so it's on the same network. Now, generally, when I set up virtual machines, and maybe I'll do one later on, make sure that I have all my tagging and stuff done on the network, I try to keep all my outbound traffic or virtual machines that are going to talk to the internet on a separate isolated network. Right now, I'm just going to get this online so you guys can see it working. Later on, maybe I'll build another one to show you how that works. Pretty easy. Notice how when I set up the 10 gig NIC, though, I put VLAN aware. That's coming. So, next. Proxy address, none. Those are ready to go. Done. Use entire disk. Yep. Done. I love how the keyboard really works well in this. We want to go done again. Continue. Yes. My name. Jason's Lab. Server's name. We're going to call this Next Cloud. Oh, I gotta push N. Oh, it doesn't like that. N-E-X-T Cloud. Pick a username. Just a test password, something simple. Done. Nope, we're not gonna do Ubuntu Pro because that pays for money and don't need it. Continue. Install the SSH server. Yes, we will. And as you can see here, the second option here, there is a Nextcloud server. So we're going to check that. And then we're going to go tab, done, and let it do its thing. So we'll wait for that to go. Be right back. It takes about 5 minutes and then we'll be done. Simple as that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is a install of Windows. I got to go check my notes, so I'll be right back. Hold on. Well, I'm back. Got a couple things we gotta clarify here first before we go too far. Remember I was having problems updating Proxmox? Well, I totally forgot that I have one of my ports, the management one, plugged into my switch over there that has a whole bunch of VLANs on it for my VoIP server and a bunch of other things. And it wasn't liking that because I turned on VLAN aware and I didn't set the actual VLAN ID. I fixed all that. It's now back up and running, updated. So now let's install Windows 10. But before we do, I want to give a shout out to, I think it's called Barmine Tech. I watched his video many times because I was installing Windows 10 and I was like, I can't make this work. What do? We go to YouTube, we Google, figure it out. And Barmine Tech had a really, really good video. So I'm going to put a shout out to him for this video. And I'm going to link it in there for if you guys want to do the same thing as I'm going to fumble through in a minute here. And everything he did worked perfect. So let's jump in. Oh, and just so you know, we got Proxmox up and running and it's working and updated and all that stuff. And I got myself a little mini Nextcloud working. Works great. No issues. It's pretty fast. Obviously, I'm on the same network and all that stuff. Just a base install running Ubuntu, what is this? Ubuntu server. Oh, I didn't put the name of the server in there, but it's the latest version because I updated it and stuff like that. But one of the things I like playing with is Nextcloud, a couple internal ones, and they were good. But let's install Windows 10. Let's see if I can remember anything that I learned from Barmine and see how this works. So we need to click on the PVE. And then over on the top here, we can create VM. And I believe you could right click on it and go create VM too. So whichever you're comfortable with. I'm just going to click VM. Let's walk through this. General. Windows 10 RDP. Because we're going to remote desktop into it later. And I'm also going to see if I can remember how to do the VLAN. I think VLAN 10 is available for this network. So let's try that. We don't need to change anything here. Oh, we got to go next. Oh yeah, it doesn't like spaces. I don't know why it doesn't like spaces. Next, ISO image. We're gonna go Windows 10. And don't forget, we have to also add another CD-ROM because we want to put the drivers in there, because the first time I tried this, Windows doesn't see the virtual volume that we create here, so we have to have a driver, but we'll do that in a second here. So we want this one. Next, graphics card. Default firmware, single SCSI, fine. System, we're going to give this 120 gigs because I got lots. We're going to make sure that we put it on the right storage VM. And yep, that's good. Next, CPU. I'm going to give this 6 cores. Don't need to, but I'm just going to. RAM, 8196 for 8 gigs of RAM, plenty. Next, we're going to go here. We're going to go, because remember, we're pushing all our network traffic out the 10 gig NIC, so we have to push VMnet 10G. And I believe in here we can go like this and go VLAN, and we can go 10. I believe this is going to work. I don't think I have to do anything else. I can't remember because I wrote all my notes down, and guess what? Didn't bring my notes. Cool. Next. Finish. Now, you notice I didn't click start after finish because we need to do one more thing. Now that the virtual machine's done, I believe we go like here, and then we go to hardware, and we can go add CD DVD drive, which we want to do, IDE, storage, ISO storage, and we got to pick this other VM or the other ISO we downloaded, and it's called Vertio, and it's got all the drivers on there that we need, so we can, when we install Windows, we can put the SCSI driver in there for the hard drive. And then once Windows is installed, we can attach a network hard driver because it doesn't see that either, but very easy to do. So we'll go add. Now both of them are there. Now we can go back to console and click start. Hear the fans ramp up just a little bit. Yep, that's cool. They're quiet, so it's not really that loud. Give this about 30 seconds or so, and then you'll see the spinning circle for Windows 10 loading. There we go, perfect. Okay, English, United States, next, install. I don't have a product key, we're just installing it just to show you guys things. I'll go for Pro. I accept. Next, custom, no hard drive. But that's easy because we can push a load driver. Now, we'll go like this and we'll go load driver, browse, and we'll see that we have our Vert.io. Now, I have to squint and see because this is a little tiny screen on my screen, but I believe it's in here. Go down to here, and I think it's in the AMD 64 one, for under AMD 64 for 64-bit version of Windows. And Windows 10, I think this is how this worked. We'll go next. There it is. Next. There it is. Now we have our 120 gig. So we're going to hop over to here again, and we're going to thank Barmine Tech again, because that was really easy to do. Doing the network card driver is just as easy, but I figured it out because of his videos. Thank you very much for that. We'll go next, and we'll let Windows install, and we'll be right back. Let's go through the basics of this setup for Windows 10. It's not going to be on the internet, so that's kind of good, because you know how sometimes Windows 10 wants to do all these updates and stuff halfway through, but that's kind of cool. Yes. Sure, the keyboard's right. Skip. Don't have internet because it doesn't even see the network card. Continue with limited setup. Jason. Don't create a password, because I'll do that later, because then you have to make all those stupid questions and blah, pain. Here, 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 here. Accept. Not now. I think the ultimate setup would be to have 3 of these little boxes. Could be expensive because they're not the cheapest, but very decent, very, very decent products. I like them a lot. For the size that they are, very, very powerful. And I've only got the middle size one. They got an i7 that's even better than this. I think 3 of these and maybe like a nice 8-bay NAS with some 10 gig networking and some good SSDs. That'd be a nice small footprint lab. What is this thing? 8 by 8 by 2.5, maybe 3 inches. Yeah, that'd be a small, compact little setup. Okay, we got Windows. So now let's go maybe later. Let's go to Device Manager. We don't have an Ethernet card or controller, but apparently, comparing to the video, we can right click on this, go Update Driver, browse my computer, and we'll just click. This mouse is a little funky right now, must be doing stuff. This virt driver, and then on the root directory, it should work. We'll just push OK. And then we'll go next. Boom, it finds it. Now, the key here is to see if we're on the right subnet, or not right subnet, but the right network. So let's go close. Oh, you know what? It's not going to get a network card adapter, but we could actually go in there and fix that right now. So if we go ncpa.cpl, we have connection, but we don't have a VLAN because I removed them the other day too. So what port am I in? I am in. So let's do this together. We should be able to go to my nice 10 gig switch. What is that one called? It is called link aggregate switch. And we want to go to port. I can see it from here because it's right there. 1. Port 1. It says all VLANs. But why? Oh, we might want to make sure that we have port or VLAN 10 available. Let's go look here. So go settings, LAN. Oh, I don't have a VLAN 10. I only have 150 and 100. But you know what? We can make this. Let's see how hard that is. It's not. We're going to go lab test VLAN 10. Gateway will be the main firewall. We'll give it 192.168.10.1, 24 network. We do need to give it a DHCP, so we'll go 192.168.10.100 to 192.168.10.200. DNS 9.9.9.11 because it's protected, and save. We'll give that about 30 seconds for it to update. And then we'll go back to our main switch. And we'll just make sure that the port refreshes, that's all. So we'll go port. And I'd check that when I click on this. If we go like this and go all VLANs, we should see the new one we just put in there, which is lab test at the bottom. We're allowing all the VLANs to go through this because we want to have that. And if we go back to our PVE, we should, maybe we have to disable and re-enable it. There we go. Pretty simple. We're going to click no. Let's just make sure that we have a network connection. I see it in the bottom corner, but just in case. And we do. Okay, pretty simple. Oh yeah, I wanted to check and see if all our settings went through. Make sure this goes through. Performance. We have 6 cores, and we have 8 gigs of RAM. Okay, I know it was a long video, but I'm planning on jumping into some more Proxmox stuffs, maybe with this box, maybe another box. So hopefully the video didn't bore you. If it did, well, I can only cram so much in without losing some valuable information. So you guys like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have a good one. See you guys later.